All right, Argo Nation, we found our guy, Coach Joe Bartlinski, Coach Bart. Soccer season just around the corner. Athletes have reported back, and activity starting to pick up here on campus at the University of West Florida. So, Coach, you guys, every year it's something new. It really is. Even if you're bringing back a lot of players, you have some new faces, and every season is individual.
And I'm super excited as we get started. This is my 24th year here, and just really pumped about our leadership. The players that are returning, they're hungry. We didn't graduate a lot, and so it's just it's the right foundation going forward. And then you add in the new faces, and things can be exciting this upcoming year.
You guys are coming off a season last year. You won 12 games. Regular season, fantastic. End of the year, when you want to play your best, kind of hit a little bit of a hiccup. And some of that was injuries. And you guys dealt with a lot last year.
A lot from not being able to play on our home field and injuries and everything like that. But they just kept pushing through. Again, to be able to make another national tournament, something for this group to be proud of. They won regular season GSC before all the injuries and things. So a good year, but we're looking forward to a possible great year.
There's a lot of programs around the country that would trade 12 wins, getting the NCAAs, each and every year. But not to say it was a disappointment. You talk about the things you dealt with, but the expectations, the level that the bar you set is pretty high.
It has been, but I think we've got, again, the right leadership that it's their standards, it's not mine. I can dictate from above, but it's up to them to hold each other to the high standards, and I think this group will.
You mentioned you've been here, 20-plus seasons, and so you've seen a lot of different teams come in, and as they come in, they'll have different attributes and different things that they do well and things they need to work on. With this group, what do you see in those areas?
Yeah, positive energy. A lot of positive energy at training, in the locker room. There's not a single player that doesn't seem to be excited to be part of what we have going on, and that makes it even more enjoyable for myself.
Nice to have those, faces, familiar faces and names coming back. You don't get a lot of time to prep for this season. NCAA's kind of shrunk this window a little bit, so having that experience will be huge.
Kind of blending the new faces is the difficult part, and to get them to understand how we play. And then we start off our season on the road at a great competition. We head up to Minnesota and then down towards the east coast of Florida. So just excited to get it going. We need time still to prepare, so we're not there yet.
We mentioned the new faces. You say you're still learning who goes where and names and all that stuff. Well, let's talk about the ones coming back. Who do you lean on as a head coach coming into the season?
A bunch of them. So it's right down the spine from in the back through Makai and goal and Kendall, Michaela, and then you go up the midfield through Bella and Ahnalie and up Maya and Emma, and I'm leaving people out, not on purpose, but I can name our whole returning group. That's pretty special. What's cool is we picked up some pretty bad injuries last year, and they're filtering back in, and those players I think are going to be able to add a lot. Gabby Clark and Hooley and others, and Alyssa and all these others that missed out on a lot of the season. But I think they're hungry as well.
All right, let's take a chance to talk to some of Coach's players. Season's right around the corner. The preseason is short. You don't get a ton of time for practice. How are you feeling with that first game?
I'm super excited. I think we have a lot of talent coming in. We have a great freshman class, great transfers. I think the team, it's only been 1 week, and we're already working so well together on and off the field. So I'm just super excited. So it's just exciting times right now for our first game. We're just kind of getting to know each other a little bit more. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good year. So,
Bella, what do you see as being strengths for this team? Things that you'll be good at?
I think one of the biggest strengths is kind of our leadership and the fact that we have a lot of veteran players. So they've been able to set a tone and kind of set a standard, and obviously Coach Bart helps us keep that standard up, but it really does come from the players, and we'll be at practice and we hold each other accountable, things like that. So I think that's one of the biggest things that we can really fall back on and rely. We have a lot of transfers also that came from Division I programs, so they have the experience, they have all of that stuff. And kind of like Anna said too, it's exciting that we actually have a really great freshman class this year, and they're already stepping in, and when we're at practice, they're stepping in drills, and the level is staying at the same. It's not dropping. It's not. So
obviously, this program's had so much success that there's people they want to knock the Argos off. Kind of how do you balance that pressure coming into you with the expectations being where they are?
I mean, it's pressure, but it's not. I feel like for us, it's just something that's kind of understood coming in here. And Coach Bart has always talked to us about that. And before every game, you know that there's always going to be a target on your back, and you know that you just have to play your best game. But it's also that we just focus on ourselves. We're never really, they're not ever going to look at another team and be like, oh my gosh. It's more like, this is the West Florida way. This is the way we're going to play. We're not. And Coach Bart knows this. He's been coaching for many years. I mean, it's like the same every year, you know. He's like, this is our way, and this is what we're going to do. We're not going to stand down. We're not going to change. Like, we're just going to play our way.
Don't flinch.
Yeah. So it's like...
Anna, how do you build, the team chemistry, not just on the field? What do you guys, do off the field as a group or in, smaller groups of the team to kind of build that?
I think everything that we've been doing, like hanging out off the field, taking pictures, like for today, like just grabbing someone random, like that you don't know before, taking pictures, just kind of getting everyone to feel welcomed and comfortable. I think that's just been working really well. So.
All right, I'll ask you both this. The last question. What's a successful season?
I mean, obviously we love to win, we want to win, but I think the biggest thing is just pulling our system, playing our way, and giving 110% results. Soccer is a crazy sport. Like, you could literally, we've had games we've outshot teams by 30 shots on goal, and we've still lost. So I think if everyone comes out every game and they're giving 110%, they're 100% bought in, whether you're playing 5 minutes, 1 minute, 90 minutes, just that having that total buy-in, that I think for us would be success, and I think we will find success if we do that.
I think the biggest thing is do it all as a team. We're all working together. It's not like individual players doing their own thing. I think the biggest thing is just we play as a team. We do everything as a team.
Well, Coach, as you mentioned, you've got some good function to lean on, and some goals back from last year.
Yep.
And as Coach said, some of those injury players that are coming back, it's almost like getting a new infusion of talent. You start, as you mentioned, on the road. It'll be a little cooler in Minnesota, hopefully, than it is down here.
And we're looking forward to that. They get out there and they get after it in the heat, and no matter what it is. And again, that comes from the upper class. We just showing the youngsters how to do it. But it would be nice to have a little bit of coolness at some point.
To test yourself early at those games in Minnesota, and as you mentioned, coming back down to Florida. You don't get home here after the fifth game of the year. You'll go right into conference play. Mississippi College and Delta coming in on the weekend in September. So really, you got to find your footing pretty quick.
You have to, and that's Division II. You've got to make sure the front of the season is important, but then you also have your tough conference that we have, and so looking forward to that. But we'll just try to focus, as we always say, one game at a time.
You feel like that this program, your program, has a bullseye on their back in the conference, especially
everywhere. When you see Division II women's soccer, the program has done well, and I'm proud of the consistency each team and the pressure that they've had. This team has done nothing. There's nothing that they haven't proven anything yet, and so they're their own team. It is added pressure, but again, our leaders that have been part of the program. If you survive me this long, then you're pretty well driven.
You want to know how he does it with all that pressure. You go down to the islands during the summer and enjoy yourself. But you feel rested.
We always blend, life in the balance, Division II. So if they force us to do that, then I'll oblige.
All right, they'll be back here, as we mentioned, on the road to start the year, back here a little bit later in September for that weekend. Go Argos.com, find their schedule, take a look at the new roster as we all learn some new names and such, and the Argo Armada app too. You can follow the team and check them out on social media all across the different platforms. Who knows, they may get Coach to do a chicken dance at the market or something. So, Coach, good luck to you this season, and go Argos.
Thank you, guys.